Good day, madam. This is Group 1. Our topic for today is instrument for measuring length and distances. These are Group 1 members. Each of them will explain one or two examples of instrument of length and distances.
Hi, I'm Michael James Aquino, and I will be discussing the instrument for measuring length and distances. First off, the ruler. A ruler is commonly used to draw lines in works in school. Ruler is the basic tools for measuring length and distances. A basic ruler has 12 inches long or 1 foot long. There are two types of ruler, plastic and wood. It can measure objects up to 30 centimeters with sufficient precision of 1 millimeter. Next is yardstick or meter stick. It has a general length of 1 meter. It is longer than a ruler to help measure more length. It is made of wood. It is similar to the ruler about its precision of 1 millimeter.
This is Matt Wendell Bonifacio, and I will be reporting one of the instruments that we use to measure length. There are some types of tape measure: sewing tape measure, retractable tape measure, and surveying tape measure. Tape measure is a portable, compact, flexible ruler that can be rolled up and pulled out. This is an important tool to measure a length of more than 1 meter and up to 25 feet. In some cases, a tape measure for surveyors is able to quantify distance up to 100 feet. This is Matt Wendell Bonifacio. Laser measure, a linear measurement tool that can measure a distance, area, and even volume by empowering laser. Having that said, work is highly simplified, becomes easier and faster. This tool is commonly used by technicians, scientists, engineers, etc.
Hi, my name is Aaron J. Salvador and I will explain what gauge block is. A gauge block is a block of metal or ceramic with two opposing faces ground precisely, flat and parallel, a precise distance apart. An important feature of gauge block is that they can be joined together with very little dimensional uncertainty. Gauge blocks are the main means of length standardization used by industry. Gauge blocks comes in set of blocks with a range of standard lengths. In use, the blocks are stacked to make up a desired length or height. As you can see the picture, gauge block has different sizes and shapes. A gauge block set, also known as Joe blocks, was developed by the Swedish inventor Carl Edvard Johansson. The next is caliper. A caliper or a pair of calipers is a measure tool that used to measure the distance between two opposite sides of an object. Calipers usage is very wide, from medicine, science, mechanical engineering, woodworking, metalworking to forestry. People are using calipers some 2,600 years ago in ancient Greece. The oldest calipers are the one that was found near the Italian island Giglio in the ship from 6th century BC. That caliper was invented in 1851 and it could read to thousandths of an inch. It was also a very cheap tool, which means that ordinary machinists could afford it. There are 8 types of calipers: Vernier caliper, inside caliper, outside caliper, divided caliper, dial caliper, digital caliper, odd leg caliper, micrometer caliper. I will discuss all these types next slide. First is vernier caliper, a measuring instrument which can measure with a huge precision. Vernier scale is used in navigation by scientists, machinists, and surveys. The other name for a Vernier scale is a nonius, which was commonly used in English language by 18th century. One of the primary usage of Vernier scale is a measure of external diameters, internal diameters, and the depth of an object. When measuring with the Vernier scale, user first must read the fixed scale and then must read the finer scale for the most accurate result measuring. It can show the result of measuring with accuracy up to 2 decimal. One of the main reasons why Vernier scales work so good is because of the ability of the most people to detect which of the lines is aligned and which is not. This ability can even improve with the practice. The name of this ability is Vernier acuity, and because of it, the Vernier scale has advantage comparing to other measuring devices. Next is inside caliper. Inside caliper is a measurement tool used for measuring internal size of an object. It can be adjusted manually with the screw. Most inside calipers have 2 points of contact with the surface being measured, an exception in indicating plug gauge, which has the 3 contact measurement scheme using the fixed tips and 1 movable tip. The measurement range is 19 to 120 mm. Preliminary setting of such inside calipers is performed using check rings. Next is outside caliper. Outside caliper is a precision device that is designed to take accurate external measurement of different objects. The caliper has a bow-shaped legs that are specially designed to measure spherical or oddly shaped objects, such as eggs, orbs, sculpture, and other 3D objects, while other types of caliper are designed to measure linear measurement on a single plane. The outside caliper is designed for 3D objects. The caliper can be used to measure wider distance with accuracy. Next is divider caliper. Divider is also used to measure a distance between 2 points on a map, properly called a compass. Dividers are one of the earliest, most basic types of mathematical instrument. In their simplest form, dividers consist of 2 jointed pair of legs, each with a sharp point. They can be used for geometrical operations such as scribing circles, but also for taking off and transferring dimensions. Next is dial caliper, a type of caliper which has a simple dial instead of a vernier mechanism. That dial is used for reading the final fraction of a millimeter or inch. The dial rotates 1 per every inch or millimeter. It is used in metalworking, mechanical engineering, machining, carpentry, and medical application. Dial calipers use a rack and pinion mechanism system, which transfer the linear movement of the jaws of the caliper to the rotary motion of the dial indicator. Inside the dial, there is a train of gears which mechanically drive the dial indicator needle when the distance between the jaws of caliper is adjusted. Next is digital caliper, a type of caliper but with the digital display, which gives information about the precise result of a measuring by showing the numbers on it. Sometimes digital caliper is incorrect because it uses capacitance to measure the value and the circuit board sometimes touch the metal. Next is odd leg caliper, a type of caliper that is used to draw a line, a set distance from the edge of a workplace. As you can see, it's like a moving leg. Odd leg caliper are used mainly to scribe lines parallel to the edge of a metals or plastic. They are used for much the same reason that a woodworker might use a marketing gauge. And finally, we have micrometer caliper, one of the calipers that use a screw for measurement rather than a slide. An instrument for making precise linear measurement of dimension such as a diameter, thicknesses, and the length of a solid bodies. It contains a C-shaped frame with a movable jaw operated by integral screw.
Good day. I'm Andrea Justini called Pimalbeda from Group 1. 7. Micrometer. The micrometer is intended for more accuracy and precision measurement. If you are not yet satisfied with the accuracy of the caliper, then use the micrometer. There cannot be done three types of measurement in one tool with this, unlike the caliper. If you're going to measure the thickness of a piece of paper with extreme accuracy, then this tool can do it. 8. Wheel measure. Measuring wheel, formerly called a surveyor's wheel, is a construction tool. The wheel rotates, and using basic rotational kinematics, you can determine the distance between 2 points. The more flat the surface being traveled along, the more accurate your measurement will be.
I am Reggie Sabado and I'll explain the odometer in the rangefinder. This is commonly found in every vehicle or motorcycle. If you have motorcycle and vehicle at your house, you can find it. The first one is odometer. The same concept is also implemented to the odometer that function to measure distance using a wheel. An odometer is always found in vehicle. It's designed to measure how far the vehicle has passed through. The second one is a rangefinder. A rangefinder is a friend of hunters, navigators, and also a military purpose. If you are going to measure a long distance from your position to a specific you are targeting, then you need this one. One incredible benefit of a rangefinder is its ability ranging from far away target without contacting it, so it benefits you in some situations. This device can measure the distance between the target and the observer.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Jenard A. Almete, and I am going to discuss filler gauge. It's difficult to measure a gap precisely with a ruler. Also, it's not recommended measuring it with a tape measure or even black gauge. This is the use of a filler gauge. It's designed to measure the gap thickness accurately. All you have to do is inserting one of the blades to the gap you are going to measure. Try one by one until you think it's the right thickness. In the case of measuring gaps, you must use the best filler gauge. If the blade thickness is inaccurate or the material is easy to rust, the measurement can be misleading. Also, you have to regularly check the accuracy by using a micrometer. It consists of blades with different thickness that was marked with their size on every piece. It is mostly used in engineering to measure the amount of space between two parts. Paint thickness gauge. To measure the thickness of the coating or paint, you only have one side. There are no two sides that allow you to use a micrometer or caliper. This is called a paint thickness gauge. Mount the probe to the surface and let the tool measures. The paint thickness gauge is commonly applied to car paint. By means of this tool, the condition of the car can be evaluated. The device can measure thickness through a sensor at its bottom part and uses micrometer.
Before proceeding to the next topic, let me introduce myself first. I am Hannah Joy Viparan, and this is what I am going to report. Before proceeding to the next topic, let me introduce myself first. I am Hannah Joy Viparan, and this is what I am going to report. A skin fold caliper is an instrument or device that helps measure body fat percentage. Calipers work by pulling the fat directly under the skin away from the muscle with the tongue suited at their ends. This method is based on the hypothesis that the body fat is equally distributed over the body and the thickness of the skin fold is measured for subcutaneous fat. A skin fold caliper is an instrument or device that helps